The Sacrament of the Eucharist. This sacrament helps us to deepen our relationship with Christ. When we receive the sacrament, we receive Christ's body and blood every Sunday. At the Last Supper, Jesus sat at table with his disciples, took bread, and said, "Take and eat this, for this is my body, which will be given up for you." He also took the chalice and said, "Take and drink this. This is my blood, the blood of the new and everlasting covenant, which will be poured out for you and for many, for the forgiveness of sins. Do this in memory of me." Those words are powerful. Those are Christ's words as he offers himself for all. When a person receives the Eucharist, it means that person is offering themselves for Christ, just as Christ offered himself for us. It shows our love and covenant with God. It shows that you are willing to try and live your life as Christ did, to become holy. And you're asking God to help and show you the way. Life without Christ is impossible. We need Jesus as our best friend to walk with us in this life. And that's why we come here to church to receive the Eucharist every Sunday. Because life without Christ is impossible. Life with Christ means that we have become God's adopted sons and daughters. He gives us strong faith and the ability to live well. We receive the Eucharist, and then when the priest says, "Go forth, the Mass has ended," we go out to fulfill Christ's mission, to serve others, and to follow his word. The Eucharist is the most amazing sacrament. It's the real thing. It is the best gift God could ever give us. And you should always wish to receive it. I look back at my memories of World Youth Day. And I remember in the beginning of the week of World Youth Day, when our group first gathered together, we did not know each other. There were many new faces whom we'd never met before. But the more we grew to know each other throughout that week, the more we learned about each other's weaknesses and strengths. Because of course, we all have our own weaknesses, yes. And our weaknesses and strengths vary. Sometimes our strength can help another's weakness because we are there to support them. By the end of World Youth Day, the people of our group had become like a family. And we had become strong in Christ. We were like Christ's body. We had been transformed. And that had happened because each person recognized in each other their weaknesses and strengths. For example, in Spain we had one person who had Usher's syndrome. And at the beginning of the week we were unaware of that, until she asked me for help, if others could help her because she had Usher's syndrome. So we had a group meeting, and she shared with the group, "I have Usher's syndrome, so at night it is very difficult for me to see. Could someone help me by allowing me to grab hold of their shoulder and guiding me as we walk? Because I can't see and I have balance issues at night." And another person then stood up and talked about how they had cerebral palsy. And because of that weakness, she asked for help. And we learned how we could help her by her holding onto our elbow and us guiding her. There was another person who was blind who stood up and said, "I'm blind and I will need your help. Would you mind guiding me and telling me which street I should take?" That was an amazing experience because as the week went on, we saw more and more the beautiful love and service we were able to offer to each other. And we saw God's presence through that. And Christ showed us that example of serving each other when he was here on earth. It's a beautiful sacrament that we have the chance to receive.